The arrival of Imam Mahdi and the Great War before the Zuhur as indicated by Sunni research scholar Dr. Mohammad Nauman Shad MD, sharing the article of Dr. Mohammad Nauman Shad MD from the website as a courtesy to show the Sunni perspective of the arrival of Imam Mahdi, and the Great War before his arrival and the government of Dajjal and wars of Sufani in the Arab world. The countdown to Malhama, Armageddon, World War III, and after, and there is no city but that we will destroy it before the day of resurrection or punish it with a severe punishment. That has ever been in the register inscribed. Holy Quran 17:58, Introduction: a war in which 99 out of every 100 combatants will be killed. A war which shall bring about so much destruction that World War I and World War II will seem like a war over peanuts as compared to this one. More details on this disastrous conflict surprisingly being expected to occur in the near future by Muslims, Christians and the Jews. Kindly read this fresh blog about the major signs before and after Malhama and the chronological sequence in which they have expected to occur. A most destructive war quoted above is the verse from the Holy Quran, very indicative of widespread destruction of cities, most likely brought about by a great war or Malhama or Armageddon, otherwise the now much anticipated World War III. Such a vast amount of destruction can probably only be brought about by a nuclear war, which is also very likely expected once World War III is triggered. A nuclear war is also indicated from the following verse from Holy Quran and saying of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about smoke being one of the signs of the end of times. Then watch for the day when the sky will bring a visible smoke covering the people. This is a painful torment. Holy Quran 44:10-11, narrated by Hazrat Huzaifah, R.A., that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated that, Qiyamah will not come till you see 10 signs, which are, smoke which spreads throughout the east and west for 40 days. Sahih Muslim, short glimpses of nuclear smoke have been seen in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Chernobyl, and Bhopal, so Allah knows, it may be this third world nuclear war may bring about a much longer smoke of 40 days. A nuclear war may also be indicated in the following verse of Surah Al-Kahf, a chapter of the Holy Quran with importance to end times, and indeed, we will make that which is upon it into a barren ground. 18:8, barren ground is the most likely scenario after a nuclear holocaust. The Zionists and Illuminati are trying their very best to trigger a nuclear war and bring on the Armageddon as soon as possible so that they can prepare the world for the coming of the Antichrist, Dajjal, and setting up the New World Order. Dajjal, Antichrist, in chains. The hadith in Sahih Muslim narrated by Hazrat Fatima bint Qais, R.A., on the subject of Hazrat Tamim al-Dari, R.A., indicating that he and his companions saw Dajjal in the form of a human being who was in chains. Then we hurriedly went on till we came to that monastery and found a well-built person there with his hands tied to his neck and having iron shackles between his 2 legs up to the ankles. Dajjal was in chains. Then the implication would be that he had not as yet been released by Allah Most High. The hadith narrated by Hazrat Fatima bint Qais confirmed such when Dajjal declared that he would soon be released. I am going to tell you about myself, and I am Dajjal and would be soon permitted to get out. The opinion is that we human beings cannot actually see Dajjal in the form of a human being, in contrast to seeing him in a dream or vision, unless and until his day is like our day, hence when he is in our world of space and time. Release of Dajjal. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the false Messiah, Dajjal, would live on earth for 40 days, i.e., after his release from his chains, in which one day would be like a year, one day would be like a month, one day would be like a week, and all, the rest of, his days would be like your days. Sahih Muslim, Pax Judaica, one day like a year, Pax Britannica one day like a month, Pax Americana one day like a week, Pax Judaica 37 days, like all our days, Pax Sada Nica, Dajjalian rule or New World Order. The days that will be like our days will be when Dajjal emerges in human form in Israel and humans will be able to see him. According to Islam, one heavenly day is like a 1,000 human years as mentioned in the Holy Quran. He arranges each matter from the heaven to the earth, then it will ascend to him in a day, the extent of which is 1,000 years of those which you count, Holy Quran, 32, 5, and as such we can understand that the Dajjal ruled from Britain for 1,000 years. By no coincidence the British monarchy dates back to the year 900, so if a day like a year, as mentioned in the Hadith, is 1,000 human years, as mentioned in the Holy Quran, then 900 plus 1,000 equals 1900 approximately, depending on Hijri or Gregorian calendar. In 1917 America officially enters the World War, and by the end of World War I in 1918, USA became a powerhouse and established itself as the new global superpower, with the American dollar taking over from the British pound as the leading world currency in 1919 AD. The Dajjal then rules from there in a day like a month. A month would be 1000/12, which equals 83 years. 1919 plus 83 equals the year 2002 AD, and we saw from 1919 to 2002 the US was calling the shots and policing the world, whilst dominating the economy and all media outlets. Then the Dajjal will rule from Israel for a day like a week. This also saw 9/11 and the numerous wars that followed, Afghanistan, Iraq, Arab Springs, etc., culminating in the transfer of power from USA to Israel. We can clearly see that Israel is now the ruling power of the world. It even controls USA and its Congress and all NATO countries. In fact, Israel controls the United Nations, hence the new ruling power. And electronic money has largely replaced the American dollar, which is slowly getting demonetized following the same formula. A day like a week should be 83 years divided by 4, which equals almost 21 years, which brings us to the year 2023. By then, the Illuminati is expected to move and secure the rule of the world, New World Order, through Armageddon. Second opinion: some believe that Pax Judaica is still yet to come near or after Malhama, as change in ruling status occurs after great wars. And Pax Judaica will end with the conquest of Constantinople, after which Dajjal will physically appear to complete his 40 days. And Allah knows best.